political class, they are clinging together, coming up together to make sure that they stay in power so that they can be able to do whatever they want, whatever they expect to do onto Kenyans who are merciless, Kenyans who don't have power to do anything that they want for them. Now, the only thing that can help us from now henceforth is to remove the whole lot of the political class outside the government and bring the new law. It happened in Ghana the other day. The guy that was elected, he was not from a political class. It has happened in the world all over. We cannot day in, day out being told when things happen good, we want to be like Singapore. But things happen bad, we want to be like, we want to go the Sudan way.
Kindly try to land, please.
Sorry?
Kindly please try to land. We're giving 2 minutes each. You already finished the 2 minutes, so please try to land.
Now, the nane thing, as MIGUNA said, we have to refocus ourselves. We have to come out. And the march that is over, if we can do a million march, the government cannot shoot 1 million people. The government can shoot 5 or 10 people. That is enough. So, nane march, we're going to be there and and Ruto must go. That's the point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Collins? Collins and Aoko, I see your mic is on. Go on.
Yes, thank you, Maja. Good evening to everyone. My name is Aoko. Myself, I'm a lawyer based in Kisumu, and I'm loving this discussion. One, in 1945, one very prominent author named George Orwell wrote a very good book, Animal Farm. In this book, the animals rebelled against the farmer. One by one, the farmer would one day pick a chicken, tomorrow it's a ram, the next day it's an ewe, the following day it's another ram. The government of Kenya is misbehaving. The animals are rebelling. The only problem is we are not properly organized. The government has a well-oiled machinery that if we're not very careful, they will pick one by one by one. Now, how do we solve that problem? Myself, there's an opportunity for all of us to engage in our various capacities. I speak as a lawyer. We have a forum here in Kisumu where we have a voluntary network of lawyers who volunteer their legal services on those who are in need. I believe we have various professionals within this forum who can one way or another bring in their professionalism to help those members who are in need. Lastly, I am happy with what is happening, but at the end of the day, this is what matters most. Like in the animal farm, if we do not unite with a common intention and we organize well, the farmer will win. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And as we close now, do not forget to build the network by following each other. Follow the host, the co-host, the speakers, look left and right and follow each other. We're going to the closing remarks in this order. Jerotich, Mkawasi, Kasmuel, and then Miguna. Jerotich, over to you. Was I on mute?
Jerotich,
hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that. The network was a bit weak. Word of encouragement, how I end is to you, Kasmuel. You're doing a phenomenal job. I am in awe of you. We know each other from other circles, but here we are as revolutionary patriots. And let us make sure that we keep injecting, as Gen Z like to say, and do not lose hope, do not lose focus. As Dr. Miguna said, there will be concerted attacks against you. And as I encourage you, I'm also encouraging all the Gen Zs that you have done something that we we never thought would happen in this particular decade. And I really just want to keep letting you know that we're with you, we're joining you. Gen Zote is on board, and we're not going to let you down as you have not let us down. So this is a word of encouragement to you and all the Gen Zs. Aluta continua, viva everybody.
Thank you so much. Kawasi, Daktari, closing remarks?
Sorry, my phone was okay. I hear you all. Thank you so much for all your contributions. I just want to mention this thing about being leaderless. The uprising might be leaderless, but as we proceed to Nane Nane, we have a goal. And we have to be ready with able Kenyans who will actually form that interim government, because that is coming. I would say that we cannot allow fear from from having a ready group, a ready team of people. So it's okay to have leaders, but not have them targeted. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much to everybody who's spoken for your insight. Mine will be a request. I request that you furnish me with information so that I have better scope. A lot of this has resulted in me spending a lot of time in reading bulky documents, some which happened historically where I do not have enough context. But every time I've gotten on a phone call with a person who lived through these experiences, they become super easy. So if you have a breakdown, if you have links to YouTube videos that I could watch that could simplify a certain political ideologies, I'm really open to that. And I would, to anybody who's listening, and there, because this is a question that I've heard a lot of people ask me whenever I walked into places, how can we support you? uh, the whole leaderless aspect of the thing makes it very easy. Adopt a protester. Find somebody who's expressed interest in changing the country and volunteering their time. Give them transport. Give them money for water, or buy a T-shirt or a flag for them. But let's equip each other, because the only other way we are going to win this is mentally. And I was saying this some other time. I realized that there's absolutely no difference between what we're doing now and what the Mau Mau were doing earlier. But the colonialists called Mau Mau treasonous criminals. And I heard very recently our president call us treasonous criminals. And I think anytime the oppressed say enough is enough, the only way
Can you
the
imagine?
establishment can get back is by criminalizing them and by calling them treasonous criminals. So it almost as if enlightenment is an act of treason. Enlightenment is one of the greatest acts of rebellion that we could have. So if you have any information that you could furnish us with, if there is any sort of guidance that you could provide us with, I would really appreciate it. And even if you cannot be boots on ground, talk about us, mention our names in rooms of opportunity, because it's also becoming very hard for us to have stuff like employment and those kinds of things in terms of being targeted. So thank you very much for everything, for everyone who's been here. Fellow Gen Zs, thank you for yielding your time, your energy, and your efforts, and let the blood of our comrades who have fallen, who have been slain by the police, if I am to put it correctly, not have flown in vain. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your insights. I pray that God gives you the strength, the peace, the courage, and the valor and clarity of mind that we need to make Nane Nane an absolute success. Thank you very much, comrades, and viva to the revolution, viva to the courage, viva to every good deed that you're doing for the sake of the movement.
Thank you so much, Kasmuel. The network from people who are, especially those joining from Kenya today, is really, really, struggling. So we hope that Safaricom is not doing that technical something. As we close, Dr. over to you.
Oh, thank you, Maj. I love what I have heard, and I'm extremely happy. I want to give just two ideas. We can have more than 1 million people on Nane Nane or on the day of the vetting or the day of the swearing in of Ruto's illegitimate CSS. If we do this is very simple. Right now, maybe over 100,000 people have been listening to our broadcast. So let's assume we've been 140,000 people listening today. If each one of us was to convince 10 people, each one of us, just 10 people. So we give ourselves a task of convincing 10 people to attend any of these marches on any designated day, but specifically on Nani Nani, which is the 8th of August 2024. We will have 1.4 million people on the streets. So we can do it. It's very easy to do. You don't have to think of a crowd. Each one of us can just say, I'm going with 10 people or I'm convincing 10 people to attend the march. You can do it from abroad, you can do it from any country, you can do it when you are in Kenya. It's just a telephone call away, a text message away. You must know at least 10 people that will be able to attend if you convince them to do so. And this thing will be over. We will be able to achieve what everyone, or well, at least the regime, may be deluded into thinking we cannot achieve. The last point, let us not get into our heads anything to suggest that the regime is strong, that the regime has strategies. This regime is bankrupt intellectually, bankrupt strategically, bankrupt tactically, and bankrupt financially. They don't have ideas. If you see the people they are appointing, then you know they have no ideas. They don't get it. We have said we don't want corrupt people. Those are the people they are appointing. We have said we don't want conmanship. They are involved in conmanship. We have said we don't want a system that borrows and makes us pay odious debt. And that's where they are. We have told them not to violate the Constitution. They continue to violate the Constitution. Therefore, this regime and Ruto specifically are irredeemable. That should make everybody angry. Let's be angry enough to say enough is enough, finally, so that we can look back to 2024 as the great year of liberation. It's happened in different countries at different times, and we can do it in Kenya. Let's do it for the future generations. I'm proud of the Gen Zs and the millennials and the Gen Zote. Viva!
Viva.
Viva, Viva. Thanks, Dr. Terry. Kingsman, let's take 2 minutes each to close. Kingsman, over to you, and then I close and give Hillary.
Mm, Mine, I just wanted to ask Dr. There are concerns that have been raised about the young men who have been held in police stations and they are unable to raise maybe the bonds and all that. If there is already an mchanga for those people who suffered injuries during the demonstration, is there a way that we can mobilize funds for these people, even if it is because most of them have handles? I saw someone writing that they had been given a pay. I think they had been told to pay around 30,000 a cash bail so that they can be released, and they were unable to do so. Because we are here as a team and we cannot leave some of us who are unable to fundraise or are unable to pay these small fees. We harness resources, and one of it is one way is to have like a central system of ensuring that whoever who is asking for this pay for it, and we harness a system whereby now we can identify and then be able to assist them to get out.
Be responsible for the mchanga, but let me put the challenge on Kasmuel and the Gen Zs on this platform to get themselves together, decide on who is going to be responsible for that. We can call another space or whatever, and we can announce that we are collecting funds. We use our social media platforms, and we individually contribute towards that good cause. But it has to be. We will be able to call to account. I don't want to be the one nominating, and I don't think that anyone here can arrogate themselves the power to nominate. But I will throw it back to the Gen Zs on the.
It was supposed to be for hospital bills and also for the people's bills. So I think on a bit. Kings, I don't know if you copy that.
Yeah, I saw Anifa talking about like she still has like 18 million.
It's
Is a surplus, and there are people who need it right now. It would make no sense to keep the money when others are in jail. Another one, but I'm saying if there is a surplus and there are people languishing in jail, it's better to use, and the money is not too much.
Money currently, Anifa is being targeted. Everyone who's collecting money is being targeted. We are not stupid when we are here. We are not stupid when you're silent. Yeah. So please, if you want to push for a fundraising, do it as a person. We have integrity. We don't want to be targeted for no reasons. We are already being targeted by the government, and even being accused by Russia. I didn't know. I refused to take this interview because I did not want them using me because I live in Germany. Germany and Kenya at the moment have a different political position to Russia. If I went there as somebody who's Kenyan and living in Germany, they would have really used. The question would be also, if these people are really, they are out there, they are demonstrating, they have a right to demonstrate, which is enshrined in the constitution. Why are they being arrested? So the LSK is also there. So we can channel. The money is already there. We do not want money scandals. Yeah, we have serious reputations out here to keep kings. So let that be known. If anybody in this space goes ahead to collect money not on Maj's name, I can push that money individually, and if I'm doing it, I want to do it alone. So I don't want a story. The way these online changos always go. That is not the purpose of the space. Okay, so let me just close by saying thank you, everyone. And there was an idea about what is it called, a spark, a fridge spark and stuff. I know that at the moment people are saying, well, don't buy those things, don't commercialize it. I would like to say to any Gen Z listening to me, there was somebody who went out there with a placard saying, it's not tear gas, it's the fragrance of change. So if a way of thinking differently, as some of you bash each other online about using revolution pictures to generate money in Kenya, not abroad, whereas the youth are unemployed. You're waiting, but Jetty Images are going to buy those rights, and soon they're going to be other places in albums. And I know that is a very different way of looking at it, but I just want to say, let's not keep bashing each other, whereas the enemy is actually poverty. Hillary, close, please. Hillary? I think Hillary cannot hear me.
Thank you so much, Maj.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you, everybody. Have a good night, everyone. God bless you. And thank you for coming to our spaces every Sunday. Bless you and God be with you as we chime in. And all the plans that you're talking about, the money and everything, guys, that on official platform. If